Yo, man, it's almost 4:30. I gotta get the fuck out of here.
This is the social norm.
1, 2. You want top dollar and pop bottles and drop knowledge. Hit the throttle on nice autos without college. Do yourself a solid, put them boys on your screen. Wait, who do you mean? I mean canteen and beans. When the social norm is on, you better pay attention. They teach you lessons, make you laugh when you're stressing. Must I mention that the style is infectious? I gotta have it, The rapid fire gabbing on my tablet. My boys established a gamut of information from relations to dating to when your leader gets impatient. They're lacing the nation every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 4:30. The Social Norm Podcast, you heard me?
It's the social norm.
And I'm just getting warm.
It's the social norm.
And I'm just getting warm.
It's the social norm.
Yep. What up? Yo. You already know what it is, man. We back at it again with another one. Hey, I'm your boy Canteen. This is my man Beans.
What's up, y'all?
Hey, it's the social norm where we talk to you fellas, open y'all minds up, make y'all think a little different so y'all can be the best y'all can be. Now, today, you know we got to come out with another banger for y'all. Today, we talking about mental mindset and mental health. That's what it is. Now, before we go ahead and get into the episode, you know I got to give you a disclaimer. This is me and Bean's personal opinion. This is not the end all be all. This is not the factuals. This is not the who said it and why. This is how me and Bean see things. Y'all got your opinions. We got ours. We're going to respect them both. You feel me? Now, Beans.
Yes, sir.
I know you wanted to get on this topic because literally it affects everybody.
Yes.
Fellas and
Yes,
women. And recently we've been going through it, working out, trying to get ourselves together, trying to get our mental self together. And we had a friend who literally the bug bit her.
Yes. And it gets everybody anytime. It don't matter. It'll get you.
Yes. And we seen it, and it's one of them things that like it creeps into you very slowly.
Yes.
To where you might not even notice that it's affecting you until it's taken over. And you've literally stopped the process of you being positive, you being doing the things you need to do to better yourself.
That is true. And it's a complete halt.
Mm-hmm.
And it always takes somebody on the outside to be like, hey, you good? Like, why? Where you been? Because we didn't even notice at first.
Yeah.
Until someone started asking us, hey, have you seen this person? We haven't seen them in days. And I think you called them.
I had to check up on them because I was just like, where are you at? Now, y'all know we would and put it in the comment section. If you want to click on the link to get into the StreamYard to talk to us face to face on the show, you can do that. But if you also, we got something new for y'all. If y'all want to call into the show, y'all can call into the show and actually we can talk to y'all live on the show. So
yes, because we know not everybody likes to get on.
Some people don't like to show their face. So if you want to call the show, all you got to do is call 716-218-9317. That's 716-218-9317. And if you want to go ahead and support the show, we appreciate everybody who rocks with us. All you got to do is leave a donation on the Cash App for the one time. This man got to eat. I got to eat. We trying to help out grow the show. You feel me? Now, bro.
Yes.
I literally can say for myself, I could be going through a routine, literally doing good, eating right, working out, staying healthy, just trying to stay positive, affirmations, all these things. And all of a sudden, I know when I literally fall off. I could go weeks doing good and then I'll fall off out the face of the earth and just go back to eating fast food, go back to watching shit I shouldn't be watching, just being lazy. You know what it is? It's when somebody comes to me and was like, hey, I see you out there. You're doing real good. Keep it up. I see you losing weight. You look like you're doing good for yourself. And what I realized for me is I start getting complacent. I start feeling like the journey's already been met now.
I have arrived.
I've arrived.
That
I
is it.
wanted to hear somebody say, I see you, you're looking like you're losing weight. And then I'll be like, oh yeah, I'm doing good. So now I'm taking myself out of the frame of staying on focus, doing what I need to do. I say, well, you know what? I've been doing well.
Yep.
I can go ahead and get this cheeseburger. I can go ahead and get
Yep.
this, these donuts.
And that's how it starts. That one little crack you let in.
I let in.
And it turns into quicksand.
And then next thing I know, I'm sitting on the couch watching Netflix, eating half pizza.
A week later, you still sitting there.
And I'm like, and I've lost all the games that I've been doing because I let someone else, my complacency, my thinking the journey ends. The journey never ends, fellas. Every day is going to be a grind. Every day is supposed to be something where you're grinding to move forward and be the best you can be. And if you allow someone else to get in your head, they're thinking they're being positive and telling you something. But reality is, if you know who you are and you know, I listen to what other people tell me and I run with it and say, oh, I'm good now. That was my mistake. My mistake was I listened to and let someone else dictate my journey.
Yeah. You gotta learn to redirect that. I had two things that used to kind of mess with me. First thing, we always do it to ourselves.
Yeah.
The first thing for me was I will always compare myself to the next man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like if we're doing the same thing and you're further ahead of that, or you grab something better than I can.
Yes, they can lift more than you.
Oh yeah,
or you're comparing everybody. That's what we all do. We all try to. That's the worst thing you can do.
Everybody
compare yourself to someone else.
Yes, I literally did that this past week. I was working out and I saw somebody like busting out curling 40s. Now, Lord knows, like I know I can't curl 40s at this point. I know this.
Yeah,
but my whole ego, like, well, if they doing it, I'm gonna do it.
Because you're thinking, they're a man, I'm a man. I should be able to do anything he does.
Yes.
But you don't realize his journey is different than your journey.
Yes.
You will one day get there if that's what you want.
Yes, that is what I want.
But everybody's genetics is different.
Exactly.
Everybody's passion and wants for certain things in life are different.
Yes.
So don't sit there and compare yourself to say, well, this person's far ahead of me and we're the same age. I should be where he is.
Yeah.
No. Everybody's got their own journey.
Exactly.
What's meant for him is meant for him.
Exactly.
What's meant for you is meant for you.
So that used to deter me, like, man, I just can't.
I can't do it.
I can't do it.
I'm a loser.
And they took the coach and be like, listen, he been doing this for like almost a year. That's why he can do that. He can do that. It's like, this is your first time. You think you will come out here and bust out curling 40s on your first day?
Yeah.
And nobody does that.
And I've how many times have you guys gone to the gym with a personal trainer or somebody you're working out with, and they tell you, don't go and try to kill yourself the first day. Because what you're going to do is you're going to do all these weights, killing yourself to try to compete with someone else.
Yes.
And then the next day, your body is not going to be able to move. And you're going to get distraught because you ain't going to want to go back because it's just, you've made the mountain too high to climb.
Yes. And that pain of that soreness and all that stuff is going to remind you.
It's going to remind you
of
everything that you did and how far
of
out of shape you really are.
Yes.
How far behind you really are. Don't worry about what other people are in their life. Worry about yourself.
Yes. I had to learn to do that. And every now and again, I still catch myself comparing.
What you need to do is make the journey. That's the whole part. That's the part you need to enjoy. Say each day, I'm going to get a little better at this.
Exactly.
I might not learn how to play the symphony of a piano, everything. But guess what? If I learn just a little bit each day, more than I did the day before, or I walk a little further more than I did the day before, I'm going to get there. I'm going to get to where I can run a marathon.
Exactly. And the thing is, and I've heard you say this a dozen times, I have to remember, and anybody has to remember, when you look at somebody else, it's not you versus them.
No.
It's you versus you.
You see, we in America have made it to where you either a winner or you a
Yes,
loser.
everything is a competition somehow.
And I'm telling you, sometimes when you're battling yourself, when you're battling your mental health, everybody can be winners. Everybody can be
Uh-huh.
get a trophy in the sense that as you came out and you gave it your best. That's all you can ask for.
That's
If
it.
you know you got up this morning and you did what you came out to do, whether you won first place or not, if you keep going at it and never quit, eventually you're gonna get to first place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When I was in high school, I used to do that. I used to sit around and see guys who could just talk to girls, girls just flock to them. It made it easy for them.
Yep.
And you got to realize, just like in life, everybody ain't gonna start at the same point.
No.
Some people are gonna start with their parents got money. Some people are gonna start where they didn't have certain abuses when they were growing up.
Yep.
Don't sit there and say, well, this person did. See, that's when you got a victim mentality. You wondering why this person is ahead of you. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
What matters is what are you gonna do with what you've gotten, what God has given you.
The hand you were dealt.
That's all you got to worry about. The hand you're dealt. You know what I mean? And then once again, like we told you last episode, control what you can control.
Yep.
And don't worry about what you can't control. You think when we go to workouts, we've been doing these workouts for the last 2 weeks now?
2 weeks. Yeah.
All right. Yesterday was endurance. Yesterday was the most hardest day out of the week.
It really was.
And we working out. My bad. Beans over there work. He does what you do, 20-pound weights?
20. I had to stop. I had to go to 20.
He had to do the 20s. I'm doing the 25s. I'm lifting more than he is. But when it comes to other things, when it comes to the jogging, he's running past me. So there's some things that I have that he doesn't have, and there's some things he has that I don't have. But at the end of the day, we both encourage each other because we know it's me versus me.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what Beans does. Beans, it don't matter what I do for him. It's him versus him.
Yeah.
And that's how you got to look at in life. It's you versus you.
And our coach did tell us basically the same thing. Listen, lift what you can lift today, and then keep going till you can get past it.
But that comes with literally understanding it's going to be a journey.
Yes.
It's going to be tough, and it's not going to be a 2-week thing. It's not going to be a month thing.
No.
It's not going to be a year thing. It's going to be a life thing.
Exactly.
And that's not just with working out. That's with you trying to get a job, you trying to get better with socializing with people.
Yep.
Each day you should be trying to do something
to be better.
To be better.
And the next thing they used to give me, it doesn't get me as much anymore because I've learned to redirect energy. Because when we started this, somebody said to me, "Well, why are you trying to get back in shape? You should just give up."
Wow.
Now I could have punched this dude in the face.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
That's what I wanted to do.
No, but anybody who does that to you, and this is why I say you got to get the negative people out your life.
Yes. Oh, I didn't expect this person to say
high and by with me from now on.
That's what it was. At the rest of the day, because I was around her most of the day. At the rest of the day, I was like, all right, I'm not talking to you no more.
Nothing to talk about.
Yeah, I was like, we're done. I'm not talking to you about this. Matter of fact, I wouldn't even talk to that person about it. I was talking to someone else, and they just, and this is the thing about negative people. They interject all the time.
Because this is the thing that you got to realize. You have, like our coach told us, there's a circle. That's your force field. That's everything inside that circle is what you're trying to accomplish. All the good, the positive stuff you're trying to bring into your life. And outside that circle, armor that they can get to. And once they get in there, they're going to flood the gates. And only going to take a few to get in that message of him saying, you don't need this. You give up. That was a negative punch at your armor to see is you going to listen to what this negative person said to you to where you're not going to be what you want to be. Exactly. And if you were to listen to him, so many of us have had that in our lives where somebody in our life told us that maybe you looked up to them. Yep. They told you couldn't be something. They told you no, you know that ain't in our family. We don't do that.
We
You
don't
can't
do
be that. What? What are you talking about? You need to come up with something realistic.
Yeah, I heard it. Yeah,
That's the worst thing somebody could do is tell you what's realistic.
well, realistic.
What are you talking about? They got people who've been on the moon. I don't want to hear nothing about realistic. Realistic is whatever you think in your mind that you want to become. You can do.
Exactly. So what I did, I've learned to take that.
Mhm.
I took that, and it pissed me off. I'm not gonna lie to you. It pissed me off something serious, but I learned, and luckily, cardio boxing was like the next day,
Yes.
and I was tearing.
You was looking at that.
I was-
This is that person right
Yeah,
there.
I was tearing that heavy bag up, man, to the point where I was busting my knuckles off because I was. It really set me off. I was like, "Oh, what? You but."
Like I said, guys, if you guys want to call in, man, 716-218-9317. That's 716-218-9317. If you want to go ahead and tell us a time that you there was somebody who gave you a negative comment,
Just
gave you
gave-
something that maybe it pierced your armor to where you maybe folded and you didn't do
Yeah.
what you wanted to accomplish in life.
And later on, I was thinking about this dude, and
Mm.
I was like, you know what? What he probably was doing, he was projecting.
That's
what he was
the bad
doing.
part. And I'm guilty of that. I for the longest time I realized, and this one, like I said, with that book, No Mr. Nice Guy, that I told y'all last episode, y'all go back and look at that so y'all can get it. I literally used to do that with women. I would project on what I wanted them to do but I really wanted myself to do it. I would be like, oh, you know what? You need to stop eating that. That's bad food. You shouldn't eat that. Or you need to work out more. And I'm thinking, I'm projecting on things I want to do.
Yes.
I need to do for myself. And I mean, I think if you look at it, everybody does it.
In some way, shape, or form. Yeah. Because the dude who told me he wasn't in shape either. So I was just like, how you gonna tell me?
And you don't even do. And that's one thing I had to realize. I can't tell people what to do when it comes to health unless I get myself healthy.
Yes.
See, we do this show because we're in the process of doing it with y'all. We're trying to get our mental health to the highest it can be, to a high frequency, so where we're not living in a low vibration, where we are being the best we can be. This is why we do this.
It's not easy. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. There are days too that, just like our friend, I want to lock myself in the house and sit on the couch and watch Netflix all day.
It's crazy.
And it's like I said, it's like quicksand. You do one day, I'll sit in the house. And then one day turn to two turn to four, and then as you know, a week later you still sitting on that couch.
And it comes down to everything when someone's like that, where they're literally depressed, it's because they don't love themselves.
Yeah.
They're depressed because when you start doing something for yourself, right? And I told this person this, when you start doing something that you regularly don't do, you start working out, you start eating better, you start doing it. What's happening is everything that you've always done, which is things that have negative consequences on your life because you don't feel good about yourself, you're fighting with that. So you start doing good, you start saying, why am I fighting? Why do I not want to do this? Why do I not want to do? Because your body, your mind is saying everything that you've told me is the way to do, which is be negative towards yourself, is you're doing the opposite. Yeah. And it's a constant struggle with your reality and your subconscious. They're fighting.
Yes. You have to unlearn what you learned.
Exactly.
And that's the hard part. I'm literally going through that now.
Yeah. You have to literally, everything that your body and your mind is telling you to do, you have to learn how to push through that and do the opposite.
Exactly. Like when we run and stuff like that, you think I like running?
No.
I
hate it. But
I don't either.
And I told him, I said, what happens when these people will see somebody who will stop? It motivates me more because I'm like, they're ready to quit. Am I going to jump into what they're doing, or am I going to push past that?
Push past it.
So I run right past them. I said, come on.
Yeah. That's what you got to do. And you need people, and you need people to
motivate you
and encourage you.
This is what we're here for, man. We're here to try to motivate you fellas, man.
Even if it's just a stranger, listen to them. we try to encourage our friend too. Like, listen, that's why I told, listen, we love you, and even though you don't love yourself, we love you, and that's why we're talking to you
right now.
try to get you to come out. Even people who are listening,
We're trying to get you guys to be who you really want to be. How many years, how many more days on this earth are you going to keep doing what everybody else tells you to be, or what everybody else in your past have said you are going to be?
exactly.
Instead of you saying what you're going to be, you determine who you want to be.
Walk your own path. You don't need to. I said to somebody, you don't trust me. You don't need to doubt yourself. You don't need to hate yourself because there's plenty of other people out there in the world that's going to do it for you.
100%. And you got to realize haters are part of this earth. That's what they're here for. Their position is to hate. Your position is to be great.
Exactly.
You can't let other people determine who you are. I don't care what you've done your whole life. You might have listened to everything someone's told you and said, "Okay, I'm not that smart. Okay, I guess I'm not that smart. Oh, I'm not that athletic. Okay, I'm not that athletic." And people have told you this. Friends, women, you're not that good in anything. You're not that romantic. You're not that pretty. You're not that handsome. Guess what? You can't let them decide what your story is. You decide what your story is.
That's right.
Only you. But you got to start with loving you. And how you do that? Start doing the things that literally are hard to do. And that's being consistent with it. Going to go work out. Matter of fact, when I realized I came to a conclusion for myself, I like to, this is how bad my mental state is. Everything I do for other people, I don't even do for myself. I will go with a woman and I will try to take her out. I will try to, get her gifts. I would try to do all these different things. But then in the same way, I don't do that for myself. I don't buy much. I don't buy a lot of gifts for myself. I don't sit there and cater to myself or try to please myself. I think, oh, if I can please someone else, then they'll please me.
No.
When I could just please myself. See that I mean? The one thing our coach always tells us when we go work out, he says, it's funny how more people in this world spend more time and energy for working, for doing onto others, for doing things that are materialistic, but they won't do for themselves.
Yeah.
They won't work out on working their mental state. They won't work out on working their physical state. They'll work out on materialistic things that don't really give you no benefit.
Getting cars, getting money, getting houses. And he did say you have to invest in yourself.
The simplest term that I can tell you is health is wealth. If you want to get right with yourself, if you want to, everybody want to have them Lamborghinis. Everybody want to have the girls on their arm. Everybody want to have the mansions. But none of that's going to help if you ain't got a strong mental health and love yourself, or a strong physical health to where you are literally like, damn, I feel like a goddamn god.
Yeah. I mean, look at all these rich people killing themselves.
Yeah.
They got the Lamborghinis. They got the ladies. They got the houses.
But they've been so more consumed on, and this is the thing dude told me. He said, you'll go and put in hours. I mean hours for overtime.
Yep.
For money.
We're guilty of it.
But you won't put in an hour a day to get your physical state together. You won't put in an hour a day to read some books to get your unlock some mental knowledge for yourself. But you'll sit there and for 2-3 hours binge watch series on Netflix.
That's so true. When he said that, I was like, damn, that's me.
Yeah. You'll binge watch fucking TV all for hours and hours. You know how I watched the Ozarks in a day and a half?
Me too.
You know how I watched Game of Thrones in like a week? Imagine if you put the same energy into yourself, how great you'll be, how strong you'll be, how nobody could break anything of you in your mental state. Women, they couldn't tell you nothing because guess what? You put in the work. You put in the time and the energy. Like I said, if you want to get on the show, man, you can go ahead and click that link to get the StreamYard face to face, or you can go ahead and call that number 716-218-9317. And if you want to go ahead and if you like the content that we're giving y'all, man, we appreciate everybody, man. Go ahead and hit that like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. It's simple, y'all. It really is.
And another thing you gotta look out for, like personal failures.
Yeah.
And like you said a few episodes ago, you do need failures. Like when I'm at the gym and I realized, like yesterday, I realized how much I couldn't lift.
Yeah.
I was like, I felt defeated for like 2 seconds. I was like, I can't believe I'm out here looking weak. I was like,
that's all it is. Every time I've ever felt bad about something, it's because of what I thought other people would look at me as. I always thought, man, they're gonna think I'm a wuss, or they think I can't do something. I'm worried about what they think. I'm not worried about myself.
Yes.
I'm not worried. I'm not thinking I'm giving it my all right now. It might be to the rest of the world that I'm not good enough. It doesn't matter, because what am I thinking in my head? Did I give it my all?
Yeah.
Did I not quit? Yeah. That's the stuff you need to be asking yourself.
Exactly.
Because when you look at the end of the day, it's just like high school. How many of us at this age, if you've been out of high school for a few years now, how many of us even remember some of the people in high school? How many of us remember how we felt of what we wanted other people to perceive us as?
Exactly.
I literally, back in high school, used to not date girls because my friends were like, oh, her? And they would make fun of her, or they say, oh, she's not cute, or she's not this. And I would stop dating. I wouldn't even talk to this girl because of what I thought my friends would say.
That is the worst.
And guess what? Right now, you're still doing it in some form. You're still worried about what other people think of you.
Yeah.
You still worry about how other people perceive you. How do you perceive you?
Exactly.
That's what you need to ask yourself. Can you look yourself in the mirror and say, I am happy with myself?
Exactly. I had to learn that. I actually learned that subconsciously, one day. That's what started me on this journey. I subconsciously looked at myself, and I didn't like.
You didn't like what you saw?
I didn't like what I saw. I didn't like where my life was going. I don't like anything. And I just,
it's so many of us like that, though.
Yeah. So one thing at a time.
I'm telling you right now, it's so many. I'll give you an example. Comedians have one of the most darkest perceptions of themselves, because they make so much jokes out of things that are really serious that happen in their life, as trying to be therapeutic for themselves, but everybody else gets to laugh off of it. But then you see a lot of comedians who commit suicide. You see a lot of comedians, because at the end of the day, they're using their pain and their remorse and things that happen in their life to please other people. They never actually, some of them, it is therapy for them and it pleases them to get off their chest. But for a lot of them, they never really resolve it. And then they have horrific lives. Go look them up. Go look up the top 10 comedians of all time. And I guarantee you, more than majority of them either killed themselves or died a horrific way.
Yeah. They used to say,
or had a horrific life.
They used to say, the bigger the demon, or the bigger the talent, the bigger the demon.
100%. Because they knew they had so much stuff bottled in them that tragedy and comedy are so close together.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You ever heard the whole saying, you got to laugh to keep from crying?
Yes.
That's literally, and I used to be
done
like
that.
Yeah.
I've done it.
You can laugh. You just laugh. But I'm telling you right now, you one step from jumping over that ledge to be crying.
Yeah.
And sometimes when everybody around, you might put that smile on your face. You might say, hey, everything good. You get that one person who might know what you're going through. And they say, hey, man, you good? And what you going to do? You're going to lie. I'm good. I'm good, man. No, there ain't nothing wrong with me. I'm chilling. But let everybody leave. Let you be in that room by yourself. Then you can't lie to nobody. And nobody else to lie to. Now you got to face it.
And that's the thing we got to do too. We got to normalize saying, look, I'm not good.
Yeah.
I'm not okay. And I need to talk to somebody.
But look how even in society, how much we run from mental health.
Yeah.
We closed down the mental health unit. Now we can't even call certain things. Oh, that's not mental health. Oh, they're normal. We get in such a denial state of what reality is versus what's fantasy, because we don't want to accept that some things might be going wrong in our minds.
Yes, the denial is real.
We deny it. And it's and like I told you, my father once told me it's a poor man to lie to himself. And I just got tired of lying to myself.
Yeah, you're not gonna fix anything.
No, all you're doing is you're doing this. You're coming all the way here to get back to the same fucking place you've been at, instead of just sitting there figuring it out and just speaking on it and doing the actions you got to do to be the
Yes.
best you could be for
And
yourself.
I always used to say this: there's nothing wrong with getting therapy.
Nothing.
Nothing wrong with talking to somebody. I know, especially in the Black community, it's just not. It's not something that
If
we
you don't
would
want
promote.
if you don't want to do therapy when you're seeing somebody face to face, call us. Call us. We'll talk to you on the phone, and we'll talk to you private if you want to. But they don't got people don't got to know who you are,
Yeah, some people just need a listening ear. You know
because
what I mean? You ain't got to tell us your deepest, darkest secrets.
you could do that if you want, because we don't know who you are.
That's true. We don't.
We
know.
won't know who this person is. But I can tell you one thing, fellas, since we've been born, we have been pushing away our feelings, how we see things, how we perceive things. And everybody says you're supposed to feel this way. You're supposed to be this way.
Yes.
I'm telling you, do what you feel is right for you. If you got to step back from a job because it's mentally draining, step back from that job. If you got to step back from your family because they keep putting you down, they keep putting you in a place, or a woman, a friend, you need to be willing to detach at any moment for the betterment of yourself.
To save yourself.
Because no one's more important than you.
Yes.
I don't care what nobody tell you. You can't. Mothers be like, "Oh, my kids are the most important thing." No, they're not. You're the most important thing, because if you're not healthy, how good are you going to be to those kids?
Exactly. They depend on you.
How can you help anybody if you can't help yourself? So many of us try to help other people because we are scared or fearful to help our own selves.
And that's a crazy thing. That don't make no sense.
It doesn't
But somehow we
make it make sense. We try to. The reason we do it is to avoid ourselves, to look ourselves in the mirror and really focus on what's going on internally. We don't want to internalize it. We want to run from it and say, I'm going to put my energy into this person, or I'm going to put my energy into this person. And that's why you got fixers. You got men who want to fix women, and you got women who want to fix men. And the reality is, all you're doing is delaying you fixing yourself.
Ooh. I wish I know somebody would need to hear.
I need, you know what? That's that preacher right now. I wish somebody was up in here to tell me, hey, give me an amen.
I know somebody who needs to hear that. Who needs to hear that, because the relationships they keep going in, it makes so much sense now that you said that. Damn,
they give you everybody. Don't worry about that. Everybody they get with got a fucking problem. They trying to get clean with alcoholism. They're trying to get clean with drugs. They can't never keep a job. You keep trying to get with people who fucked up because you want to fix them, because you don't really want to fix yourself. That's what you really want to do, but you scared to do it.
It's crazy, because I was talking about parents about somebody we know, and they date this person. It's like the fourth person they date. And I'm just like, why does this person keep ending up with these
losers?
What dudes? Like, what is happening?
Because they don't want to face the fact that they really internally feel messed up. Feel they don't like they don't like themselves.
From the first man to the last one, I'm like, yo.
That's why you gotta get that book. It's called No More Mr. Nice Guy. It will literally show you how certain things that people do in their lives, and maybe you do it yourself, to where you are literally internalizing, trying to fix other people, because you really are trying to you want to fix yourself, but you can't, because you just block it out and you're like, oh, you know what, I can waste my time and energy on this. Instead of the same, you put in all this time and energy on somebody, you buy them stuff, you pay for things, you try to get them a job, you try to do all these different things that you could be taking that same energy and making yourself better. You could be getting a better job. You could be focusing on buying yourself nice things. You could be going on trips. You could be doing all the things that you truly want to do, but then what happens is this: you give all to this person, and then you resent them because when they don't give you back
The
with
same
the energy
energy,
you gave
yes.
them, you wonder why. You say, why didn't I get that? Because the first off, they didn't deserve it. Secondly, you're trying to give somebody something to get something in return.
Exactly.
Instead of just focusing on yourself, then you would get it in return. You would see the result.
Exactly. I've done it.
I've done it.
I've done that in relationships.
We've all done it.
And the thing is, a lot of people, I had to face my own demons too. I had to turn around and face things I didn't want to, and accept things about myself and my people I let in my life, how they treated me a certain way.
We got Shay in the building.
Okay,
Shout
what
out
up,
Shay.
Shay?
She said, "Do you now agree when I say I don't want to be someone's everything?" No, you shouldn't. You shouldn't want. No, I've always realized that no woman wants a man for him to be. She be his everything. Because if he's so focused on her happiness, he's losing his happiness.
Exactly.
He's not focused on what his goals are, what he wants to accomplish. That's why I tell fellas, you got to figure out what's your why. What do you want to desire? What's your goals in life? You need to figure these things out and have a plan for yourself. Because if you don't have a plan, the woman eventually is going to realize you don't have no plan. She can't follow you.
And the truth of the matter is, you can't be somebody's anything. It's impossible.
It's impossible.
To
So
be
many of us
somebody's
try to
anything.
do it, and guess what happens? You fall on your face. Because what happens is you give everybody something, and on same end, the same way you're giving this so much energy into this person, there's people who feel like they don't deserve. They think you give them a task that they're gonna fail at because they know what you're giving them, they can't give in return.
Exactly. And they don't sit there and tell you that. They'll show it to you though.
But they'll show it. But the problem is you've made a contract with them and they don't know it. You made and this is in the book, it's called a covert contract. You're literally you're making a contract with somebody that they don't realize is happening. And then when they don't feel they're part of the contract that you're expecting, you have resentment for them. You feel neglected. You feel like, oh, they're not worthy. I'm gonna give you an example. When I was younger, I worked at this job and I used to come pick my friend up from work. I used to drop him off from work to home because he didn't have a car. When we used to go to the club, I used to come pick him up every time. He like, hey, come, I was like, hey, you ready? I just made it. Yeah, I'm just thinking, cool. You don't got a car? I'll come pick you up. Every time, every weekend, I pick this dude up. Well, all of a sudden, this dude, finally, after about 2 years, he gave him a car. And I said, hey, man, you going to the club tonight? He's like, yeah. I said, all right, well, come on, come pick me up. And he's like, what? Come pick me up? Why don't you just meet me there? I was like, no, come on, you pick me up. And he's like, I mean, I guess he did it one time, but then the next time he's like, hey man, why don't you just come on meet me? I want to come all the way over there. And I really hated him for this because I was like, all the times I've been picking you up, dropping you off at work, taking you, I in my mind, I believed for me to give him all this energy and take and do for him, he would give it the same energy and give back to me. But it wasn't that way.
Nope.
And then I was like, oh, he ain't a real friend. He ain't this, he ain't that. But the problem was I gave him a covert contract. I assumed because I gave him this, he was going to give me this back in return. And that's not how it works in life.
And that's not only friendship. I was with somebody who I did just about the same thing for. And this person wouldn't even give me a ride to work.
And what you realized then at that point was if I would have put more energy into myself instead of that person, I wouldn't be feeling this way right now.
Exactly. And I made the mistake of making that person my everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I lived for that person, which is a mistake.
Let people live for yourself. And if they come into your space, into your life, to compliment you, then let them do that.
Yes.
Don't go and say, okay, I'm going to put in all my energy to try to make their happiness.
Yes. And when that person told me, no, you got to figure it out by yourself,
you felt hurt.
I mean, it felt like, somebody snatched the rug from
rug
under
up off
me.
you and said, "Now I see you for what you are." But the
Yeah.
reality is, they've always been that.
Exactly.
You just
I
didn't see it because you were trying to give. You wanted them to be something they're not,
they're not.
and that's why you have to take what people show you as that's who they are. If I'll give you an example. I would get mad at a certain someone because I'd be like, well, you know what? You're not really giving. I feel like I'm more giving than you. I give you things that I don't get this in return. And I'm gonna tell you guys, fellas, ladies, if you got somebody in your life that's not giving, but you want them to be giving, don't sit there and try to keep trying to force them to be giving. Like, oh, I'm gonna give them more so they'll give me more in return. No, they're not giving because that's not who they are.
Exactly.
If they're a giver, they're a giver. If they're not, they're not. Don't fight and try to say, well, they'll be this later on. No, they won't.
I made that same mistake too.
They're going to be who they've been showing you to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Accept people as they are. That way you won't be disappointed when they don't be who you wanted them to be.
Exactly.
Because they've been showing you it.
I made that mistake, and I always say something in a relationship with people. Somebody's always going to be more of one thing than the other.
Yeah.
Like in my relationship, I was always the giver, and I made that same mistake of trying making her the giver.
Well, this is the thing though, and I'm supposed to say the book of No More Mr. Nice Guy. Everything about being a nice guy is a feminine trait. You trying to be a giver, you trying to be a nurturer, you trying to be a caregiver, carer. Those are all things women do naturally. If that's a woman who's naturally like that, that's fine. That's her nature. But for men, it doesn't work for the same way.
No, it does not.
Men are not supposed to be. We're supposed to be protectors. We're supposed to be providers.
Yes.
And we're supposed to be leaders. The nurturing, the protect, the giving, the people who are just always trying to figure out, are you okay? Are you, being there for the counseling? That's women duties. That's what women do. They do it naturally so much they don't even realize they're doing it. That's why they babysit. Okay. But in society, we try to push this narrative that men can be the same way as women. Stop trying to be a woman, fellas. Stop trying to do it. I know a woman's gonna try to tell you the narrative of, well, you can be more compassionate. When your woman says you should be more compassionate. You should be more willing to give me your feelings. You should be more willing to cry. She's literally women don't know all the times what they want when it comes to men. They could say that, but I'm telling you, a lot of times what they say they want and what the actions they do are two different things. Most of the time, the women, when they say they want this type of man, they're really just naming things that are not really attractive to them.
It sounds good.
It sounds good to the ear, but what happens is if you ask them, okay, well, name all the guys you've been with, name all the guys who, and you see who those guys are, they tend to never be what she's asking for. You know what I'm
talking? Yeah, I definitely agree.
So,
Tyrone. So you some dude on the couch somewhere.
When a woman tells you, oh, you need to be more this, you need to be more that, look yourself in the mirror and say, what type of person do you want to be?
Exactly.
Fuck what she talking about. I'm just being real. I know it's my language, but
the thing is, what if that's not in your nature?
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
I'm telling fellas, you gotta own you. You gotta be happy with you. Don't do things for other people that you don't truly want to be. If you really want to be more giving, if that's what you want to do, then do it. But don't let somebody tell you that you like or care about, say, oh, you need to be more of this. If I need to be more of that, then I'll be that way if I want to be that way. If I don't, then you don't like that, move around.
Yeah.
That's reality.
That is a life lesson I've literally.
Women gonna test you every day to see if you're the man that she's supposed to be following. And if she tells you something you need to do, and you keep sitting there saying, "Okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do this. I want her to like me. I want her to like me." Guess what's gonna happen? Subconsciously, she's gonna lose interest in you because you should already know who you want to be. That's why a lot of times when you gotta read through the lines, a lot of times women say, I want the finished product. They don't want the finished product. They just want you to know where you're going. And know what you want out of life.
Exactly.
So they can attach on to it. But if you don't know where you're going, you don't know yourself, you don't know what you want out of life, then they can't attach on, because then what's gonna happen is gonna go in circles, and she's gonna be like, "Why? Well, what are we doing? Why are we? Where are we headed? Where's this relationship going?" Because you ain't defined it to her.
Yeah. If she got an ass,
She don't know what her role is. And then what happens is when you don't know what her role is for you, she tries to make a role for herself. She starts telling you what to do. She starts telling you how to be. And because you don't know for yourself, guess what you do? You start listening.
do it. You do it.
You start listening to her. You start letting her lead. And that's never good.
That's not the natural order of things.
It's never good. You are literally breaking you said, the natural order of things. And I just see it so much in us men. We've gotten so feminized and so lost and not secure with ourselves because we don't love ourselves. And it starts with loving yourself.
Yep.
It
Taking
starts with
time out for your own mindset and your own mental health.
There's nothing wrong with taking a month, 2 months, 3, 4 months, and just shutting off and doing things you want to do. The best thing you could do is when you're doing something, you set a plan for yourself, a workout plan, because the physical that's part of it.
Yes,
being
it is.
physically strong as a man is part of you being a man. Don't let nobody tell you don't. Oh, men don't have to work out. Men don't have to. That's bullshit. You have to get your physical together because everything else will come in turn. You'll start feeling stronger mentally because you're staying focused, you're working on yourself, you're getting stronger, you're seeing results. And guess what's going to happen? The ladies are going to start seeing them results. The ladies are going to start seeing you. Oh, damn. Look, let me feel your back. Oh, my God. You're strong. You're feeling like you didn't have that a few months ago.
Exactly.
Oh, now you're starting to see little abs. Oh, here, let me touch it. Come on, man. You've seen it. You've seen it on the beach. Go to the beach in the summertime and see the dudes who put in that work and got ripped, and the girls, how they come up to them. Can I feel your arms?
Yep.
Sure. You tell me that wouldn't make you feel good.
Always feels good.
But when you got the man titties and a motherfucker over there like, you think what you want her to do? What you want her to do? Come up to you and say, hey, what size bra you wear? I'm just being real with you.
Nah.
When you got the bird chest, what you want her to? What she gonna touch? She can't touch no pecs.
Exactly.
She gonna be like, "What the fuck is this? You look like a little boy."
Built like a broomstick, I used to say.
But that's where it starts. As a man, you should be determined to make yourself look like a man, body wise.
You look good, you feel good.
And then I guarantee you, if you start looking like a man, you start getting some muscles, start working out, start getting your mental health. People gonna treat you different.
They definitely are.
Women gonna treat you different. They're not gonna sit there and treat you like I can just say what I want to say with this person. They might test you, but if you know yourself, it's nothing they can say to you. That's why I tell you, I look at women when I talk to them and they get out of line. I look at them like I look at kids. What are you gonna do? I know that sounds harsh, but that's the reality of it. What are you gonna do that's gonna really hurt me? You can talk Trish, because women got their weapon. Their weapon is their tongue. They're gonna say some hurtful things, but if you know who you really are, words can't pierce you.
That's true.
You can tell me I'm this, I'm that. Guess what? I know who I am. And it's time for y'all to know who y'all are. Anything else you want to talk about, bro?
Okay, real quick. Man, it says I've done stop doing stuff for people. Okay, I got you. Because I've always there for people, but they never there for me.
Yeah. And that's your biggest problem. You there for people all the time, and they know you there for them, so they use you. They use you and abuse you. You be there for yourself. And guess what? There's nothing wrong when you find out when you stop doing stuff for people. You're gonna find out who really fuck with you, who don't fuck with you.
Exactly.
Who are users, who really was just there for you, and you just were being nice, and they took advantage. Because if somebody leave out your life because you stopped doing something for them,
they were never your friend.
They never was for you anyway.
Exactly. I've learned this year to really start cutting people off.
I was
It was tough,
Mhm.
but I really had to start doing it.
So I heard a story from Fat Joe. Fat Joe said one time he had over 200 people
Oh, I heard the story.
in
Yeah.
his entourage when he was at his height. And he said, "You know what? I'm going to do this test." He told he said all he it was down in Florida. He had them all. He sat them all down together. He told them, "Look, I ain't got the money no more. You know, I've lost some investment. I don't have the money to carry y'all on no more. I can't pay for y'all bills. I can't pay for y'all cars, hotels, all that. So it's gonna be on y'all dime now. I can't do it." And guess what? Out of the 200 people, he had, I think he said six. He
Only
had six dudes who said, "Look, whether you had the money or didn't have the money, I'm riding with you." And he cut off all them other people. You know how much more energy and money and things he got from doing that because he realized who was really for him and who wasn't.
Exactly.
Sometimes you got to test people
You do.
to see if they really about something for you.
And the thing is, if you don't test them, life will test them after a while. Experience has taught me who my real friends and who aren't, who
Yeah.
ride with me and who not.
I realized how I'm perceived by women by when you go online dating, fellas, you're gonna realize you're dealing because if you're not one of the top 1% guys, you're pretty much dealing with the bottom 20% of women. Because the top 80% of women are trying to get that 1% guy.
Well, yeah, okay.
So any girl you talk to online, if you're not one of them top percent guys, you're talking to the bottom of the 20. And even them are going to test you of how they think you might be to see how you are. I had a girl one time, she had 6 kids. You know, this girl messaged me talking about, well, I got all these bills, I got all these problems, da da da. I said, oh man, hope that sucks. How you gonna fix that? Well, I'm trying to work and the bills ain't piling up. So then all of a sudden she tried to beat around the bush. And I was like, well, good luck with that. Cause I'm just letting her know, like, I'm not that one. She sends me screenshots of bills she owes. And then she said, well, are you gonna be nice and pay one of my car note for me? And see, now the old me would have snapped on her. You think I'm a trick? I would have flipped out on her. But the new me that knows who I am and realize I don't have to cower or get real emotional over things that people try me with. I get mad because I'd be like, you think I'm a sucker because you're trying me. But the new me said, look, I'm not comfortable spending money on paying a bill to someone I don't know or never met.
I mean, and that's the crazy thing about it. How is somebody okay with asking?
Women you got to realize something. Women we have created this narrative that women they don't have I'm scared to do this. They only are scared to try somebody that they feel is up here to them. She wouldn't dare try to do that to somebody that she knows is at a high status that she desires strongly about. She only does that to guys because you realize the bottom 20% are still getting hundreds and hundreds of guys hitting them up. So we're just a number to them.
Yeah, that's true.
The 1% guys who's getting the hundreds and thousands of women, they pick and choose who they want to talk to, who they don't.
Yeah.
The guys, because fellas, be honest. What do you do on these dating apps? Swipe, trying to find a match. That right there lets you know you don't have an abundance mindset. You're literally trying to get whatever comes your way. Sorry, y'all. So from that lets me know I'm like, you know what? I have to be better for myself. And I'm telling y'all might as well just let go of the damn social media apps. The dating apps are pointless when it comes to you feeling yourself and making yourself the best you can be. Because all they're gonna do is you try to use you as a.
Yeah, I mean, I got married before that era.
Yes, you did.
So when I was coming, it was just what is it? not Christian Mingle. What's the other one?
Match.com.
Match.com. That was the only one I knew of. Now
Mhm.
it's who knows how many is out there. And I can only imagine how crazy online dating is. Just hearing stories from different people alone, I'm like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
That's insane. And it just makes me laugh how people just fix it. Like you never met this woman. It still boggles my mind how this woman has never met you.
Nothing surprises me on what women will say to a man that they do not see as alpha.
That's
Oh,
true.
if she does not see him as an alpha male, she will say the most outrageous things because she doesn't care.
And I did see I think on Facebook where a woman said this was years ago. A woman said, this high test man. She basically did what you did. Said, my rent. How you doing? He said, oh, my rent is due. And she said, if a man say anything other than I got it, then I don't talk to him.
Because she's not looking for a man.
No, she's not.
She's hunting for a beta. She's hunting for somebody to literally pay her bills and make her life easy. See, Alpha's not going to do that. Alpha's going to be like, look, why would I even entertain you? Why? What worth are you to make me do any of those things? And that's what I had to start doing for myself because I know I'm not at that level of beta, but I do know I have some beta in me that I've done, like I said. And there's guys out here who literally would pay a girl this. They've never met. There's guys out there right now in this world that women are literally never gonna meet you, never gonna talk to you, and you are sending them money because you are that weak and that lost to try to get someone's attention or sexual gratification.
It's just
At some point, you got to have respect for yourself. This is why women don't respect us.
yeah. I've done. Listen, I ain't gonna lie. You ain't the only one. I've done some beta things, but I can think. Listen, I've never done that. Thank God, I've never given a female money
That you've never met.
that I've never met, and never. I just don't see it. I just don't see how people do that.
And it's just something inside us that you are looking to try to be gratified by. Oh, if I help someone out, if I do this for them, they'll do this for me. Stop doing for other people that you truly are just looking to get something in return. Do for yourself. I said, I don't. Okay, you're drunk, Shay, because you're not typing words. I don't know what you're saying.
I don't. Yeah, I don't know what that's.
She
what's
says,
better.
sorry, typo. Okay, good. You got to start doing for yourself. When you focus more on yourself, everything else starts to come in hand. Your world you really want will start to come into play.
Yes.
Focusing your time on the things you want, spending your money on the things that you wanted to do. If you want to go to fucking, okay, I'll give you an example. This year, I'm going to Seattle. I've always wanted to go to Seattle. I told my friend I always want to go to Seattle. Guess what I'm doing? I'm going to fucking Seattle. No one's stopping me from going to Seattle. One of my dreams I always wanted to do, I want to go to what's that? What's in Ireland? What's that damn place in Ireland?
In Ireland,
Or Scotland? Or, I think it's Ireland. It's where where the Guinness factory is.
It's not Dublin, is it?
Dublin. There we go. I'm sorry, I had a brain fart, y'all. Dublin, Ireland. That's one place I always wanted to go because I want to go to the Guinness factory. I love Guinness. That's some place that I would really like to check out. That's what I'm saying. Start writing down some list of things you want to do for yourself, things you've always wanted to accomplish, things you always want to see, and then go do them.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, the best thing you could possibly do is go on a vacation, a little week or whatever, by yourself.
Yes.
You will start learning more things about yourself than you ever have being around somebody else. Sometimes
Exactly.
people can stunt your growth.
Yes, that's true because I used to do that all the time. I used to go to different countries, everything like that, and then
you got the ball and chain.
And then talk me right out of it.
I don't understand why money is such a factor. What do you mean by why money is such a factor with men or in relationships? Matter of fact, call this number, man. 716-218-9317 if you want to get on the show and talk to us, man. We here We're here to talk to y'all, the peoples.
Explain yourself. Oop.
Explain what you want to talk about, or come onto the show and you can talk.
Where we at?
But the comments, it's hard to understand what people are saying in the comments sometimes because
Yeah.
we talk about a lot of different subjects and then we move on. And by the time we read the comment, you guys we're on to something else. And we can't match up sometimes. She said both.
For men and women, money ain't really a thing for us men.
Money is not a thing. What we don't like is where we are using our money and we feel you are using us for that
Yes.
purpose. That's something that men truly have to get past. We have to understand women are hypergamous. So they're going to try to get something that's better off than them. That's just how it works. But what we don't like is if we go on a date and we've been on 5, 6, 7, 10 dates, and at no time you have ever offered to do anything to lessen our burden of pleasing of using our resources, that's when we start hating when money's a factor. But overall, what men want, we don't want money from women. What we want is compliance. We want peace.
Peace,
We want cooperation. We want to know that a woman, if we say, hey, we're going to do this, or we need you to do this, or I need you to do this for me, she's willing to do it. That's what men want from women. Can you cooperate?
Exactly. What gets me is when I hear women say, if you want to date me or you want to talk to me, whatever. I seen this online, here's my cash app or
Oh my God.
I'd be like, what is this what's happening now?
But because I'm telling you, this is why these women are not looking for men. They're looking for simps. They're looking for betas. They're looking for someone who has a low self-esteem, who has a low interest in themselves to feed into what this woman wants, which is money and resources. A real woman is not going to look for that from a man. But they've been so brainwashed to thinking this is how men are because we are like that. There are men out here who are fucking up the game, who are not sitting there doing what's best for themselves. We've got so confused because you know why? We've been raised by just women. Most men in society have been raised
Yes.
by just women. Through whether the father left, got divorced, is not in the around it every day, whatever the case may be, he's been raised by a woman, and the woman has told him that if you be good, if you be a good boy, good things will happen to you. And that's not true.
Incorrect.
That's incorrect. You have to do what's best for you at all times.
So true. That is,
and sometimes that's best for you is to try to help out someone else. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying you should be just so cold-hearted that you don't want to help nobody. I'm saying if this person is important to you and you know they mean something to you and this is something you want to do, that's fine.
And by all means, yes.
But don't do it in the concept of you thinking they're going to do it in return for you.
Exactly.
Because that might not. That's the part when you realize that they won't. They care more about themselves and their pleasures than they care about you.
Exactly. Don't and add on that. He said, "Don't do it expecting that." Now, if you want to do it, give somebody something or help them out, and then later on down the line, you need help and they don't help that person again.
Like I'll give you an example, and this might hurt for Beans.
Yeah.
His uncle gave him $400 because he knew this is something he wanted to do for his nephew. And Beans took it upon himself to not give his money back, meaning he cared more about his money than he cared about making his uncle whole. That just shows you how some people, you think you could do one thing and they'll get it in return. It won't work that way.
Listen, this year, okay?
That's a lie.
I will pay.
You're not gonna lie. What you're not gonna do. What you're not gonna do is lie to the audience.
Why do I tell you things? I don't know.
Because they need to be talked about and they need to be banished from society. I think that wants for men and women, neither wants to be used. See, this is the problem though. Neither wants to be used, but it is more in a woman's nature to use resources that she can see. Now, I'm not saying men don't use women. There are some men who are very sorry, who are very attractive or handsome, where women get used by men because they think they're being used because the man is getting, he's an alpha. He gets abundant women coming at him. So they feel used, but the reality is he's just doing what his nature is. See, we're trying to create a narrative that is not what our genetic makeup is. Okay, you're doing emojis now. Now you just
Yeah, I know.
don't
I'm
even
trying
know.
to.
We don't know what those emojis mean, but so women get mad. They say, "Oh, he used me." That's why you see the men who have like 6, 7 baby mamas, because he's in their eyes he's the alpha that she wants to get his seed from, but she wants to lock him down, and then she feels she's used because the guy doesn't want to be with her, and that's because he's doing who he is. And you don't like that. You want him to change for you, but he's not going to change for you because he's an alpha. He does what he wants to do for himself. He's worried about himself. He's not worried about no one else. And what ends up happening is she ends up having the babies by him and then slowly finds a beta to take care of her kids and herself. And that's why you see so many, especially in the black community, you see so many women praising men who take on other people's kids, praising men who, oh, they were together, but she had a baby by somebody else and he raised the kids.
Ooh,
Shit like
yeah.
that. Of course you're gonna praise them because you know there is no other option. If he don't
Yeah.
raise the kids and be that sucker, them kids just gonna be raised by a female because they ain't gonna be no men.
Listen, I don't know if I can do all that.
And,
Nah, I can't do all that.
well, this is why I've been telling guys get this book, man, Unplug Alpha. It literally tells you how to deal with women, how to deal with women with kids, because this guy dealt with that. It's like the one thing I realized, and I don't blame women for this, but like if you get a woman with kids, I don't know if you can pretty much in Western society, you're never gonna be number one
No.
in her eyes. You're never gonna be number one to her.
A lot of times I feel like it's the man and it is them two. Y'all just, I see it a lot. It's like when it's time to discipline the man or discipline the child or do something with the child, it's like, no, this is my child.
Yes.
You can't.
The thing,
Now
but
it's-
this was, and like I said in this book, he says you take on all the responsibilities, but you get none of the credit.
No, zero.
Meaning you're gonna have to take on the responsibility of paying for this child. You're gonna have to take on the responsibilities of raising this child. You're gonna take responsibility of all the expenses that come with this child. But when it comes to you having your name attached to them, they're having your legacy, that's done. You don't get that. You try to discipline the kid, you don't get to do that. It's just like there's no point of doing that sometimes with men, especially if you're dealing with a woman who has got multiple kids. Now, if she's got one kid, maybe, and y'all have kids together, maybe she can disconnect enough to where she realizes you are her number one, and then everything else is below that. But most of the time, I don't think it can work. I don't know. I've seen a lot of people who've got with kids, and then they they feel cheated afterwards because they put in so much energy to try to, because you can't help but not be around someone's kids and slowly start caring for them.
Yeah, that's
But
human nature.
but this is the part you don't realize, fellas. Once she leaves you, you have no more access to the kids.
Yeah.
That's the part that's gonna suck. You're gonna be with this girl and give all your time, energy to her kids, and guess what's gonna happen? When she moves on, she's moving on, and them kids are going with her. and she gonna be with somebody else or whatever the case may be. They might see you around, but they gonna be like, "Oh, hey George, how you been?"
I've only ever seen it work once. Only once. And that's because they got married and the kid took on their last name. She let him discipline him and all that stuff.
The only time I see it working is when the man who's coming into the situation already has kids. He's already has kids. He already has his legacy defined and set together. And after that, or she has kids with him. That's the only other way. But if he doesn't have kids with this woman, he is in for a long road. He said, "Why would you have access unless that understanding was put in place?"
Why wouldn't they have access if you're not with a if you're together, why wouldn't he have access?
Access to what? You're
You mean
asking
like
questions, but you're not
access
being
to like disciplining the child and
like you got to define your questions. Like you're not like we're not sitting here talking, because if you're gonna message in the message board, no one knows what you're talking about unless you define your question instead of talking to me like we're talking one on one.
do you mean access like giving a child the last name or and disciplining the child? Is that what
Disciplining.
you mean?
That's what the number one is. Disciplining. The
Oh, somebody
oh,
actually.
there
Let's
we
see if
go.
this works.
Okay, hold up.
Uh
Oh, we got what up, Shay? You on the social norm? What's up?
ooh, okay.
I'm gonna cut you down a
Okay.
little bit.
Okay, you loud, you loud.
I'm gonna cut you down a little bit for the comments. All right, here we go.
First of all, Shay, can you hear me? This is Beans. Oh, how you doing? Okay.
All right, Shay, you are first. You are our first caller. What you got to say? Talk to us. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So I said that for a man to get with a woman with a child, if he does not have children of his own, or to have children with her, he's going to be in it for a long haul, because she will always look at her child as her number one over him. It's been shown, I've seen it with my own eyes, to where a woman, for the most part, it goes that child, almost it goes the child's father, and then him. He's like third or fourth on the list.
So here goes my question, Shay.
Okay, I'm gonna cut
Oh,
you
you
way
loud.
down because you're way screaming. Okay, here we go.
Shay. Okay, so
No,
well,
we hear it in the
we hear it
mics. That's what
loud.
it is.
Yeah. So Shay, okay, Shay. My question to you is this: let's say you date somebody, right? Or let's say I'll say this: let's say you married to somebody and the kid ain't his. Now, is your man number one or is that kid number one? Is your child number one? Whatever your answer is, that's just your answer. I'm not going to sit here and judge you for it. If you're married, okay.
He's supposed to be, but how are you?
It-
See what you're saying? You saying he's supposed to be, but how are you actually gonna feel?
I'm good. Okay. But dating is a different story.
Oh, here we go.
Okay.
No, no, I'm not talking about just kicking it. Because if you're just kicking it with somebody, you shouldn't be bringing them around them
Sure,
anyway. For
yeah.
real, for real. But if you in a relationship with the man, and at that point, if y'all living together or whatever the case may be, at that point you've made a decision that this is gonna be your man.
Yeah,
He
okay. I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. Okay. S- So would you let a man you date discipline your child? Like what if he acted up and he just be like, hey, knock it
let's
off.
say your child is acting up, and this is now at this point you've been dating this man, and he's been around your child. He knows your child, and he goes to discipline them. What is what is it? Go ahead. But see what you just said though. Okay, you said that the kid back in the day you could get your butt whooped for the girl down the street. But now what you just said is you can ostracize her, but you can't put your hands on her. So my thing is this. This is my thing. This is my thing. Everybody but we all know growing up, because we all grew up in the time where parents was putting their hands on kids, and we still know this parents put their hand
Yeah.
that there's sometimes physical punishment solves gets immediate results. And I'm saying is if you are not allowing the man in your life to discipline the child the same way you would discipline the child, then you are literally handcuffing him. You're having him fight with a handcuff behind his back to raise the child the way. Because I'm sorry, but there's some things men see that women don't see when it comes to disciplining, and vice versa. There's some things that women have as far as nurturing that men might not have.
And the thing you gotta understand about that is this: after a while, the child's gonna realize, oh, he can't put his hands on me.
Yes. So
So
all he can do
all
is
his
talk.
all his fear is gonna be gone.
He can't have it because you've handcuffed him because of how you see that you are number one to the whole spectrum of things, not him. You're showing that girl that men are not really the number one person in that you should look up to. You're looking at I'm the number one person because I'm the full authority. Now I get it. You are the one who's been raising her, and you've put in the years and things like that
That is your
to
child.
where it's your child. But if you want to have a life with that man, you have to also understand that he is. Oh God, you would. It didn't matter. It didn't. It didn't matter. But I'm gonna let you know right now. It wouldn't have mattered if it was a girl or a boy. It's the fact that it's yours, and you don't see it. You don't see him as his. Mhm.
Okay.
That would. But wait a minute. Was that his biological son? So your father, that wasn't his son. Okay, go ahead. I'm listening. We listen. Go ahead. I mean, I will say this. To see, that's the problem though. But let me just say this: we have it in this way where we're teaching girls. I'm not. No, we don't want to. I don't want to sit there and put out. Oh, she should be comfortable with getting hit by a guy. No, you teach them. I'm your father, or I'm your the disciplinary, or whatever the case may be in your life. You're the adult, and this is why you're getting disciplined. I'm not doing it because you're a girl or this is a boy. I'm doing whatever. Like you might, and most men, for the most part, probably don't want to put their hands on a little girl because they have a soft spot for girls.
That's true.
But at the end of the day, you can't let her manipulate it to where she realizes that, and she and because we got a lot of women out in this world that feel like men can't defend themselves, so they can talk reckless, do reckless things around a man, and because he's a gentleman and he won't put his hands on her, she just act a fool. And I've seen girls in college who have acted a fool on a guy, and they ended up doing it so many times with men that they ended up doing with the wrong man, and he slapped the shit out of her. And she got and she go ahead. So you don't did your dad whoop you? Did your dad whoop you? Okay. So, so okay, but well, you got to ask yourself how many times you deserved it. Because the times he laid hands on you, you probably deserved it. Right? We can agree on that. You can agree because if your dad hit you, what how many times exactly?
Okay, there you
So
go.
so
There you go.
like you said,
Okay.
you can count on one hand. So that means he didn't do it often, but when he felt it was needed, he did it. So what I'm saying is, if you're dealing with a man and you think this man is the man you want to be with, that means you're following this man. You should be able to let this man lead. And if he finds it that he needs to discipline your daughter a certain way, then you must understand that's what he feels is necessary at this moment. But that goes again with the women not willing to submit and be submissive to that man. You don't have full trust in them. That's yes. Yes. That's all it is. Because if you knew it was necessary and you believed in that he wasn't just doing this to just do it, you believe you were following him, you would understand that's what needs to be done. But women today won't let him do that. But see, but this is what I'm trying to get back to you. But this is what you just said. If I felt like it doesn't. If the fact that you're going still with what you feel
Feel.
lets you know you're not letting him lead. If it's going off of what you feel, then you're leading. What do you
We're
mean?
not. We're not.
We
We're
didn't
not
say
saying
that. I
that.
didn't say you didn't have a voice.
We're not saying that.
You could have talked to him after the fact and said, "Hey, uh, why did you do this? Why did I didn't like that? But tell me why, and maybe he can explain to you, well, this is why I did what I did. And then you say, okay, but what most women that I've seen do, they stop the action right there. You don't put your hands on my daughter. This is my daughter. You don't do none of that. That's what, let's be real. That's what most women are probably gonna do. Soon as she sees it, they're gonna check it, and then they're gonna they're gonna stop the action and stop the man from being the man. They're not gonna sit there and let him do it and then try to talk to him after the fact. I know you. I know you. You know. And more than likely, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know your child. I don't know. I'm just saying, but there's probably, like you said, it's probably. Oh, look, and then maybe maybe your kid isn't a bad kid, but you know how many times I heard parents say, "My kid is not a bad
Not a
kid,"
bad
and then when
kid.
you get around, you be around a kid for 10 minutes when they not around, you like, this kid is the devil incarnated.
Little Hellraiser running around there.
Were you a bad kid? Let me ask you this: were you a bad kid? No. Hold on. Look, I'm not asking you how many times you got in trouble. I'm asking you, were you a bad kid? Because see, you could have got away with a lot of shit. Did you get away with a lot of things? Look, she
She
laughing.
laughing.
She knows.
Yeah.
She got away with a lot of stuff. And who checked you from when you were being mouthy? Your mom? Hmm. Now, wait a minute. When you say you were being mouthy, were you being mouthy to your mother, or were you being mouthy to your mother and your father?
Yeah. Because you know your dad was going. You knew your dad was going to tag you. That's why.
So you wouldn't. So you wasn't being sarcastic with your father.
Because
There you go. Because you
because
knew.
you
Because you know
knew.
why? You held him at a high regard, a high respect level. That all he had to do
Yup.
is give you that look, and your ass was like, "Oh, I knew I messed up. Let me stop. I went too far, or I'm about to get in some trouble, so I need to stop." Whereas your mother, you probably looked at her a little lesser than him, to where you felt like you could
Did
present her with a little sarcasm. Yeah.
see my parents. With my parents, it wasn't even like that. Mama, you got it from my mom just like you got it from my dad.
I can say for a fact that I was more scared of my father than I was my mother, because my mother, like, she wasn't the one who whooped me. She was more the one that, like, who would, like, just throw shit at me.
Yeah.
Like, you just didn't want to.
Nah,
She just
my mom had this. That's
um
her weapon of choice.
I
That's
did.
all
I
it
don't
was.
know. I think it was because, as by the time I was acting up with my mother, I was at a age in my life, that, like, her hits didn't hurt me. Yeah, she knew that. Like, it would be more, when she would hit me, it hurt her more than it hurt me.
Yeah,
So she's just like, fuck that. I'm gonna throw something at his ass. Uh,
I think every son and mom go through that. That's when my mom starts smacking us in the
yeah. Then they
face.
like, okay, you know what?
When she
I'm gonna call your daddy. Wait till your daddy get home.
yeah.
He gonna handle your ass. Cause I ain't got time to do with it. You be like, okay. And then you have to be like, oh damn, now you gotta dread all day, because dad gonna come home and she gonna tell, because when mom tell him the story,
Yep.
she gonna exaggerate the shit out of it to where like you damn near and cussed her out. He being disrespectful, and she gonna say the worst of it to make it so.
No,
So
I didn't say that. I swear to God.
I ain't even do all that. So now you calling your mama a liar? Now you calling your mama a liar? Nah, I ain't calling nobody a liar. Back then, that was like cussing. You couldn't call no adult a liar.
No, right?
So
even like that.
yeah, but we appreciate you calling in. You know what I mean, giving us your 2 cents on.
Yeah.
But until women can allow the man they choose to be their leader, to really lead completely, it's best that you just stay single until you raise your child to the age of where they out the house, and then get back in the Stella got her groove back. Because if you ain't gonna let the man, because if you're not gonna let a man be a man, if you're not gonna let a man be a man 100%, do you really want a man that's not gonna be 100% a man, or do you want him to be half a man that you can control? Because I see that a lot too, where the ladies want a man they can control. Well, go ahead. So then why would you not let him control the situation and know that he's doing what's best for this child? See, the problem is you don't think in your heart and soul that he knows what's best for her. You think only you know what's best for her. Okay, I understand that. And like I said, I think with your job, I'm pretty sure you understand what's excessive and what's not. Now, if the kid come out and the kid is bleeding all over the place, yeah, you done did a little too much.
Listen, Shay. What my mom used to do is my father used to whoop us. She would stand there.
Oh damn!
And she would tell him, "Okay, that's enough."
Oh my! Oh, she over there she's trying to. Was she the referee?
Yeah, she'd be like, he's like, "That's enough."
No. You know what though? You know what? No. Let me say this. That's better than you jumping in and stopping the situation.
Yeah,
I'd rather you sit back. No. We know what y'all. We know what women do. We know if the first time she saw her boyfriend or her soon to be husband hit her daughter, more times than not, some goes inside of y'all and y'all snap.
And this was back when we got we got whooped with extension cords and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
this is when we getting switches, belt buckles,
back in those days,
wooden spoons, whatever.
Okay.
And I will agree that was, you know what? I respect that, because what your mother did was show, I'm gonna let him do what he need to do to get the result he need to get, but I'm not gonna let him. But then her nurturing still came in about, well, like, look,
okay,
all right, that's my baby. You done did too much now. That's it.
Yeah,
he's had enough.
Okay, he got it. He got the message.
That's when you just look at her and be like, one last time. All right, go on now. Get your ass on. You know, you gotta get, because she done told you to stop, so you gotta give her one more to be a little defiant, but then it's still all right. Go on, play.
And she wouldn't let my father. The only time she wouldn't let my father hit us when she knew he was like angry, like straight up.
Oh, like, because he about to kill you,
raging bull angry.
But see, that's where that's where the yin to the yang. The woman knows he has a hot fuse that once he's mad, he'll take it to another level.
And she'd be like, "No, you too much right now."
But you know,
you gotta stop, dude.
But this is the funny part though. In the same sense of your mother trying to tame him to not go too far, she still also respected him to know he's got to do what he's got to do, to keep y'all in line, to where y'all don't just run him up. So
yeah, these kids out here, they need it.
First off, what they say, they no, she using my saying. Now you see she I rubbed off on her because she using my words. Look, I don't want. I don't want to whoop kids. I actually, and this is coming from somebody. This some coming from somebody who got whoopings a lot, a lot. The last thing I want to do is whoop a child. If I could just talk to a child and say, "Look, this we're not doing that no more. All right, this is why you shouldn't do that." That's fine. But I see a lot of kids out there that's out of control.
That need to get
That's
uppercutted.
creating monsters because they don't want to discipline the kids or they don't want to put hands on the kids. And I'm telling you, if that's needed, the option has to be out there. It
Yes.
can't be where you're just going to say, no, they can't never get this. Because what you're going to realize is this: when they get older, that's like telling a person they can't never get life. That's not true. You can get all of it if you want to go down that road. And that's what I'm gonna let my kids and then whoever I deal with, kids understand you can get everything if that's what the road you want to go down. I'm equal opportunist for everybody. But if you don't want to go down that road, you best go down this way.
Yeah.
Because if you leave stuff off the table, they're gonna go to the least the limit they can go.
Yep.
I don't want them to know what limit I might go to.
Everybody got to get it.
Just like my parents, I want to have the fear. I want them to have the fear that I'm always watching.
Yep.
And I'm always there. If I find out, you don't know what I'm capable of doing. That's what I want them to have.
Listen,
I'm always watching.
I know what he mean, man.
You know that.
There was levels. There was levels in my household.
Look,
and then my father was like, you know what? Go in the basement. You know when you got whooped in the basement?
It was on. No,
it was on. You were dead.
Did your dad go through the playbook like my father? Because my father stayed taking me to the basement.
My father, depending on what it was, he'd be like, get the belt or get the switch.
Yeah.
But if you really violated, like one time my brother stole a car, I said, yo, you going down in the basement. He took a car. Yes.
Oh, hell no. I wouldn't even dare about doing that.
I was like, yo.
No wonder your mother had to be there.
Yo.
Yeah, I was doing some real stuff that deserved a. You lucky you ain't living in Africa. They'd have cut a limb off of you or something.
So I was like, yo, you bugging. You going to that place, man. You may not survive this one.
How old was he?
Oh man, he was 14, 15 at the time.
Oh yeah, he getting big. Look. You see this? He getting the pause. Now, what would you say about that, Shay? Let's say you had a son, he stole a car. Are you going to say that the dad can't put the pause on him now? Or are you gonna say go get him? Or how about this? Let's say your daughter, let's say your daughter stole something. She stole something. Is that not a punishable offense for the pause? I mean, not punching or nothing like that, but I'm just saying for physical harm, physical punishment. I ain't gonna say harm because harm sounds like it's like you really like scarring. I'm talking about physical punishment. Is that a punishable offense?
Exactly.
All right, we're on the same page.
Exactly. And sad thing is about that story.
The one thing you don't want is your kid to be a stealer. No. Somebody people know, oh, this person take things.
You know what's crazy?
What?
We killers now?
No, that's how mothers think. If you could steal something, you could kill somebody. I don't know what you're capable of now.
Never thought to kill nobody. Listen, the crazy thing about that story is my brother couldn't even die because my dad was out driving and he seen him.
he pulled up. He pulled up at the stoplight. Like, wait a minute, is that my son? This man, look, this man like this, chilling, bumping. He
was just like, yo, is that?
He put his hat down. And was like, look, dad over there. Roll the window down. Roll the window. Oh, I'm gonna get your ass when you get home. Your ass is grass.
So when I saw him, I was like, ooh. I heard what he did.
Ooh,
I was like,
you know what the worst is?
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it right now. You know how you did something really bad and they caught you red-handed and you get that in your throat,
Yeah.
that frog in your throat, in that chest, that burning sensation, you know what's coming. Ass whooping time is here.
Listen, I was like, you going. Also, you going to that. You going top tier. You going to do that top tier ball whooping now. Like,
Yeah.
you getting it. I left the
Crazy.
house. I was like, I'm out of here.
You left no, because you know why? When something y'all tell me if I'm lying. When something that bad happens, any kid can get it.
Anything you did wrong,
Anything can get it, because
did I tell you
not
to make your
only
bed?
do they want to punish the one who did it, but they want to stop any of the other ones from doing it
Yeah.
too. So they just like, you're here too. You getting some too. I ain't even do nothing. You look like your brother.
Yep.
You know,
So I
so
left. I was like, ooh. I was like, good luck.
because
Good
they
luck
was
with that.
not raising no goddamn criminals.
Man,
That's
man.
what that's when parents was like, I ain't raising no criminal. You gonna have to get up out of the house for you do all of this.
Yeah, so,
You don't live in my house and robbing people. People
ooh.
coming to the house talking about what's the name, got my stereo system in his bed. That's where you got that stereo system from? I don't know. All right.
Oh man. Yeah.
Well, like I said, we appreciate you, Shay, for calling in.
Yes.
You are our first caller
Thank you
on the
so
social
much.
norm, and it's always a good time. Hopefully, we hear from you again. All right.
Yes, thank you for rocking with us.
All right. Everybody give Shay a
was called
round of applause. All right.
Let's go.
Shut up. Bye. Oh man. That was fun. Hey man, we appreciate everybody who's been rocking with us, watching us show episodes after episodes. Hey man, if you like the content, put a like in the comments, share, tell a friend to tell a friend. If you want to subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, man. Hey, and if you really love the channel, because my man, he like to have his Lunchables, go ahead and hit that donation Cash App. You see it right here. The one time went to one time. We appreciate everybody. And like I said, man, hey, I'm your boy. What you about to leave right now?
No, I'm just.
This man look like he got to use the bathroom, y'all. I don't know
Listen,
what's going
My
on.
back.
Your back hurting?
My back muscles hurt so bad.
We've been working hard for y'all, man. Hey, today's what? Friday. I want y'all to have a lovely weekend. Don't
yourself.
let the man, he got you through the week. He stressed you. He made you mad. It don't even matter. The weekend is for y'all. I want y'all to go have an enjoyable time. And fellas, do what you feel you need to do for yourself.
Yes. Love yourself. Take care of yourself. Do what you love.
Hey, man. I'm your boy Canteen. This my man Beans. It's the social norm.
Yeah, have a good weekend.
We out.
On, you better pay attention. They teach you lessons, make you laugh when you're stressing. Must I mention that the style is infectious? I gotta have it, The rapid fire gabbing on my tablet. My boys established a gamut of information from relations to